Hey guys, welcome to lesson number 5. We will again be working with articles, and I have 2 articles for us to work on. In landscape photography, we are often bombarded with grand landscape vistas from well-known locations. In these shots, most are comparably the same, even though they are shot by different photographers. I, for one, am all for going to shoot these established locations, especially for the person that is just starting out. These well-photographed locations can provide an earmark of what person should be looking for in terms of composition, light, and camera settings by simply studying what so many people have done before, and then try to replicate the compositions for themselves. This is a formula that I myself have used when I first started in photography. The more the beginner goes to these locations and studying the scene from which they have been shot before, the better understanding of the process of landscape or any type photography is gained. The downside of shooting these places, as one will quickly discover, is the high traffic you will experience. There is a reason that these places are shot so often. They are beautiful. Specifically, since the whole Instagram influencer has become an aspiration of a multitude of people, these locations are seemingly becoming more and more crowded. Almost to the point these locations are becoming overburdened, and now the COVID-19 crisis is drawing even more people to these places. So, once you think you've gotten a good handle on your camera and photographic style, it is time to see what's in your local surrounding. So, that is the first article we are working with. And here is the second. In the 1870s, newspapers and printers faced a very specific and very costly problem. Photography was a new and exciting medium at the time. Readers wanted to see more pictures, but nobody could figure out how to print images quickly and cheaply. For example, if a newspaper wanted to print an image in the 1870s, they had to commission an engraver to etch a copy of the photograph onto a steel plate by hand. These plates were used to press images onto the paper, but they often broke just after a few uses. This process of photo engraving, you can imagine, was remarkably time-consuming and expensive. The man who invented a solution to the problem was named Frederick Eugene Ives. He went on to become a trailblazer in the field of photography and held over 70 patents by the end of his career. His story of creativity and innovation, which I will share now, is a useful case study for understanding the 5 key steps to the creative process. Ives got his start as a printer's apprentice in Ithaca, New York. After 2 years of learning the ins and outs of the printing process, he began managing the photographic laboratory at nearby Cornell University. He spent the rest of the decade experimenting with new photography techniques and learning about cameras, printers, and optics. In 1881, Ives had a flash of insight regarding a better printing technique. While operating my photostereotype process in Ithaca, I studied the problem of half-tone processes. Ives said, I went to bed one night in a state of brain fog over the problem, and the instant I woke up in the morning saw before me, apparently projected onto the ceiling, was the completely worked out process and equipment in operation. Ives quickly translated his vision into reality and patented his printing approach in 1881. He spent the remainder of the decade improving upon it. By 1885, he had developed a simplified process that delivered even better results. The Ives process, as it became known, reduced the cost of printing by 15 times and remained the standard printing technique for the next 80 years. And that's it. So we will see you guys here in a couple of days. Study hard.